Hey, I'm Rob from The Personal Chef, and in this video I'm going to cook the easiest chickpea curry you have ever seen in your life. We're going to be serving it with frozen broccoli, and we've been shopping in Lidl today. Really good on price and good quality ingredients, so don't be shy, get in there. The ingredients for this video will be chopped coriander, some diced peppers. I'm using creamed coconut because it's what I had in my cupboard. Now you don't have to follow my recipe exactly, it's whatever you've got in the house, but you can use coconut milk, which is also available at Lidl. I'm using chickpeas. Being a chickpea curry, it might help to use chickpeas, right? Seasonings, thyme, black pepper, all-purpose, just any run-of-the-mill all-purpose is fine. I've got just a little bit of turmeric left. Madras curry powder. This is mild, I believe. You can go extra hot or you can go very mild. I'm also going to be using chopped onions and just a little tiny bit of salt. So I'm going to say that this is going to take me about 15 to 20 minutes. I'm extending it slightly on this one, but I'm hoping to get it down to 15. I've got my water preheated already, so that's just going to be bubbling away. And like I said, this is just going to blow your mind how stupidly simple this is. Gordon Ramsay is going to watch this video and say I know nothing. They're going to get angry at me. So here we go. Pans on. With the water, give your can a good shake so you get all the starch and everything out of the can. All the good stuff is locked in cans. People don't like going for cans because they think canned food isn't any good. You're wrong. Nutritionally, everything has been locked in. So everything that was in the peas has not been lost in the cooking process. It's still in this can, so it's actually really good for you. So don't knock it. So, gone straight into the pot. Now, I actually bought 3 cans of chickpeas, and the whole point of these videos is to cook food for 5 for a £5. So this is way under £5. I did it right that time, didn't I? Was it feed 5 for a £5? Two. And I'm just going to go ahead and do the third one. Because we go through so much chickpea curry here, it's ridiculous. So once you shake up the can, you get everything coming up. You end up with a nice, thick chickpea. Yeah. So, to this, immediately, I'm going to season. So, I'm going to take 1 teaspoon, not 2 heat, just 1 teaspoon of my all-purpose. I'm going to do 2 heat of the Madras. I'm going to do half the salt because I do like to use the chickpeas that have salt because I don't like adding additional salt to any of my food. So normally I'd go for vegetables that are in salted water. I'm going to add my onions just straight in. Nothing started to bubble yet, nothing started to cook yet. But this is just how simple this is. Last but not least, my turmeric. Now with this one I'm going to probably add a few more. I'm going to go for all the turmeric. So that's probably about a teaspoon again of the turmeric. At this stage as well, I'm going to add some chopped carrots, which here's some I prepared earlier. Just straight in, because all we're going to do is just let this whole pot simmer. So once it gets up to heat, we're going to let it do its thing, and then we'll just work on the flavours and season to taste near to the end. So the minute these carrots are cooked, this is done. This is ridiculously simple. Ridiculous. Now with the ones that I would normally do, I would normally add spinach or baby carrots. You can add cabbage to it if you want to really bulk it out. but this is a very, very good alternative to meat protein. Chickpeas, kidney beans, all those sort of beans and pulses are very, very high in protein. So anyone you go for, you'll be doing yourself some favour. Instead of eating meat all the time. I'm not a vegetarian. I would never preach anyone to be a vegetarian, but this is, so many people I know would have this any day over a meat curry. So once they've tried mine, that is. So broccoli, I'm not going to do anything too much with it. It's frozen. It's going to go straight into the steaming pan. And because this is just going to simmer, I'm actually going to turn off my heat now and just leave it there, because I don't want to leach out all the nutrients and all the colour out of the broccoli. So we're just going to get a good whack of broccoli on there. Again, my kids love broccoli. I'm quite lucky with that. And this is why we're doing the videos, feed 5 for the fibre. Feed 5 for a fibre. Feed 5, yeah. I'll get the hang of it eventually. So, I've used about half a bag, and I believe the broccoli is 85 pence at LIDL, so really, really cheap. And back into the freezer it goes. So already, we've started to get a little bubble going on. Do a few turns of black pepper. Again, this is going to be eaten by kids, so I'm not going to add too much spice to it, because the Madras curry powder already has enough of a kick, and I personally don't like spicy food, so I'm just adding some dried thyme now. So right at the end, that's where we'll just pour in our creamed coconut or the coconut milk. So. Ding, 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 ding. Now, cream coconut is a bit more tricky to work with, which is why it's probably be easier to go with the coconut milk, just for ease of use. So I'll show you how to deal with that. Bear with me 1 second. Walks out for shot. So I'm just going to steal some of my already hot water, and I'm just going to add it into this bowl. I'm actually going to turn this back on. I'm going to put it onto a very, very, very low temperature, just so that I have some extra hot water if I need it. No other reason. And while the chickpeas curry is cooking, just turn the broccoli, because like I said, I'm not going to have any big heat under it. It is just a gradual thing while this cooks, because I don't want to overcook the broccoli. So I am setting it for 80 degrees. Now, the cream coconut comes in a block, normally very, very hard. So just put that into your hot water and just give it an occasional turn. I've got a good bubble going on here. I'm going to turn down the heat on this already. All we have to wait for with this recipe is the carrots to cook. Once the carrots are cooked, this curry is done. You can add red onions to this to give it a bit more colour. We're going to be using our peppers, beautifully modelled. And I'm just going to keep on turning this. You see it starts to separate out and you get your coconut oil. So just keep working this right now. I'm going to use this whole block because I like a really nice coconut curry. Just keep it spinning. And right at the end, what I normally do is I'll slice the packet open and I'll run a bit of hot water straight into the bag, and I'll just pinch it and just rock it back and forward, and then it will be good to go back in the fridge to just re-solidify it. So use later date. It takes such a long time. This is probably the most time consuming thing of this whole video. I'm just just watching my pot, and I'm gonna do my flavor checks. I know it hasn't got a chance to sink in as yet. I know it's not got all the ingredients in, but this is a good point where you want to know what your salt, or you know, if you want more spice, which way you want to go. So get your spoon and give it a taste. I've got a very nice yellow curry. I love it when it's yellow. For me, that's fine. It's got a bit of a kick to it, so I'm not going to add any chili. Hell no, am I adding any chili? It's just got that at the back of the throat. Just keep the broccoli moving. It's still very hard, but I'm not going to speed it up too much. I'll turn it up a little bit higher. Again, with the with this recipe, spring onions, red cabbage, white cabbage. You can put courgettes in there. I've got courgettes. Should I stick some in? It's a flexible dish. You can do what you want with it. Stick a fork in it. As I said, I'm just watching these carrots. About 4 or 5 minutes. Let's see if I can get this coconut milk down quicker. So we've got quite a lot of movement on it now, and I'm not ready to use it yet, so I'm not going to rush it. I'm going to just add some more water and let it stand. Got a nice bubble going on. Now I don't want it to be too spicy, I want it to be sweet, and that's why we've gone for the coconut milk. I'm going to already add my peppers in. They're going to go extremely soft. They might lose a bit of colour, but it's still going to be a great tasting curry. And at this point, I'm also going to add in our coriander. I'm going to use about half of the coriander that I've got in this bowl. So far, I've added very little salt. If I remember correctly, it was 2½ teaspoons. But again, this is just for you to decide or see how to do it, and then you can tweak it and have it any way you want. I personally don't like salt. Just gotta wait for the steamer pan now, because I took all the water out of this. I might have to speed it up a bit. Do you know why? Because I can. Get it done right now. Right now. 5 minutes now. Cool. Let's see that carrot again. Oh, I can't even pick it up. Still hard. Still a bit bitey. Now go on, all the chefs out there. Tell me, oh, he just put his fork in his curry. Yes. This is my curry, and I'm showing you how I feed 5 people in my house. So this is food for my family for £5. You just know you're going to get those comments. Oh no, he tasted it. Get that lid on, get it finished. Just keep turning it. Starting to go now, I've got the heat up. As you can see, I'm now starting to steam it, which I didn't really want to do, but for the constraints of time. At this point in time, I've almost melted the block entirely, so I should be able to start breaking it. There we go. Spill water all over the floor and all over myself, that's fine. Manish will tidy up. Yeah, that's where I get in trouble later, won't I? Don't edit that out. Cool. So, get the scissors. I'm just going to cut one corner. And then run back over to the sink again. Actually, I'm not going to run over to the sink. I'm going to use the majority of this as it is. And I just pour that coconut milk in. Now, the minute the coconut milk goes in, or the coconut block, cream coconut goes in, the sauce immediately thickens and it completely changes the smell. You can smell that, and it just changes. Smell-o-vision. So that is good for later on. So just Fold it up. Make sure you keep it upright because it's not going to solidify immediately. I'm going to turn it down now. I'm going to give it one last season. I'm going to add another, because I've put the coconut milk in, it's dulled everything down, which is good. So I'm just using a tiny little bit of each of my seasonings. Because I was happy with the flavouring before, I'm just turning it up so we can serve it right away. Instead of letting it bubble down and, you know, keep cooking for longer. Here's the first time I'm actually going to do it. This dish is going to be served with rice. Here's some I prepared earlier. It's just steamed rice. I've got a rice cooker on. Most people nowadays have a rice cooker. If you need a video on how to cook nice fluffy rice, I will get that done at some point. Really simple. I've used 2 cups of rice to 4 cups of water. If you're doing it on a hob or in a rice cooker, same measurements. So while I just wait for that broccoli to finish up, I shall serve it up and I will do a run through of the ingredients on this. For this dish, or this meal, which will feed 5 people for £5, or less than £5 in this case, I think we're looking at about £2.50 for this one. This one's really cheap. Stuff that was already in the cupboard, all-purpose seasoning, my black pepper, my thyme. I had Madras curry powder, which you can use any curry powder you like. A little bit of salt. I used chopped onions, chopped coriander, 1 carrot, cut any way you want, and I also used some mixed peppers. So again, serving size, because we're the personal chef, or I'm the personal chef, I do everything healthily. So healthy portions is key. So fist size is your carbs. Keep that another second. We move on to the chickpea curry, which is now nicely thickened up. It's just bright, colourful, and believe me, it's yummy. Making a right mess on the plate there, but hey, it's for my family. Just a few bits of broccoli on the side. And there you have it. Chickpea curry served with basmati white rice. Make sure to smash that subscribe button and don't forget to share, like, and subscribe.